Welcome, GrowthRx community. Today I am very excited to introduce to you Sarena Jones. She is an occupational therapist, the founder of Allied Health Support and the mastermind behind the Allied Health Awards. And I've got her on today because I want her to talk about this, her passion behind it, what it is, what it means for us, and how we can all grow collectively. As you know, my passion is not only in leadership, but in followership. I think we all have somebody doing something better than ourselves that we can learn from, and united we are stronger. And I think recognition, reward, appreciation, and gratitude is often an afterthought in our industry. There's so many mentors out there, wonderful innovators in research, development, all these sorts of things that are worth knowing and need to be recognised. And whilst we recognise the great leaders in allied health, the Allied Health Awards are representative of every single profession. So before we go into what the awards are, I love the backstory to how this came about. So firstly, I've got 3 hard-hitting questions for you. Are you ready? This puts you on spot. Pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Sorry, was I supposed to pause then?
No. How do you feel about Crocs as a footwear?
No, never.
Good answer.
Obviously.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, not needing sleep.
Yeah, that's a good one. And in regards to leadership, can you define it or tell me what leadership means to you?
It means so much to me. It's very hard to define, isn't it? I guess for me, it's not management and it's not about a position. It's a set of personal qualities that underpin behaviours or actions. And I guess for me, though, those qualities need to centre around bravery, being able to step outside the box and think outside the box. Humility, being able to recognise when something's not working, to recognise that it's a constant lifelong learning, and that even if you are the leader of a team, you still have so much to learn from everybody around you. And I think integrity, doing what you say you're going to do, to build rapport and trust. And I guess leadership is about being generous with your time and resources and experience and empowering those around you to do amazing things.
That's one of the best responses that I have heard so far. It is. It's the core values that you stand by and the standards that you set for yourself. And I think that's why you are where you are. So, I mean, Allied Health Support, it's exactly that.
Yeah.
How did you even come up with that? How did you get to it? How old is it? Tell us a bit about the backstory.
Well, I went on maternity leave and I had a couple of very busy kids. And when I was looking at coming back to work, I looked and looked and looked for some support and some accessible PD and access to mentors. And back then, a few years ago now, there wasn't anything around. And I thought that was ridiculous. So stupidly, as I went back to work, that's when I decided to launch Allied Health Support as a content platform, as a support platform, as a community to make life easier for allied health professionals.
And you've certainly done that. And obviously the stepping stone and the evolution that's come from this support network, which is wonderful and so important, has been the awards nights. And they've been running, is it for 2 years now?
Yeah, so this is year 3. And I guess it's just always been in the back of my mind. It was just a little idea, probably 5 years ago, of why don't we have those? That's ridiculous. That's bullshit. Let's just get that done. We need to recognise and support each other and network and collaborate. And, it seems so obvious to me. So I just gave it a crack, really.
And obviously the last 2 events have been a success, and COVID hit pretty hard. So the event that was in, I think, October or September this year is now moved next month.
Yep. It was scheduled in October, but we've postponed that now until March next year. So 2020 Gala will be in March next year in Sydney, and that gives people a bit more breathing space and a bit more time to be comfortable, to come together and to really make sure that we celebrate and we don't miss that opportunity.
And so what are some of the categories that you're championing and showcasing in allied health? It's obviously a big industry. There's a huge, I think it's 195,000 in Australia at the moment.
I think it's more than that now, yeah.
What are the categories that people can vote for?
Yeah. So there are a number of individual professional categories, and that is every profession that sits underneath the national banner for allied health in Australia. So there is osteo of the year, there is physio of the year, there is speech pathologist of the year, etc., orthoptist of the year. But there is also some generic individual categories, because part of my objectives for setting the awards up were to make sure that every allied health professional in the country can feel pride and recognition to be part of, to feel part of that allied health community. So I wanted to make sure that even if I was whatever, but I was working in a non-clinical role, that I could then still apply and still be part of that community. So, for example, there is impact and innovation. There is allied health educator of the year. There is early career excellence. There's a number of categories within that. And then there is also team categories.
So there's certainly a place for everybody.
Absolutely.
And here is my shameless plug for osteopathy. I am so proud to affiliate with you, and I am making it my mission. Hear me, osteopaths. We have never had a winner of Osteopath of the Year because there haven't been enough votes. Guess what? We are going to dominate this year. Osteopaths rally behind me, and you're going to get more votes for osteopath than you've had any other year. I promise you that. We're going to put ourselves on the map.
Well, I'm just going to stop you there, because there's not a voting system. So there is the nomination process this year will be via a streamlined software. So that's very exciting. But it's not a small nomination process. It's meaty, and it's meaty for a reason, so that it's full of integrity and value. And then each nomination is assessed by a minimum of 3 panel members, and it's based on a scoring system. So there's points allocated per selection criteria.
Okay, and so tell us a bit more about the panel. How do you find the panel and who's on it? Is it just like, what about me? Or, obviously, is there a process to being on the panel as well?
Yeah, so there's starting to be a pick me situation, which is interesting, because it's fascinating and exciting and inspiring to be on the panel, because you read all these amazing things that people are doing. And every time I read a nomination, I just want to tell everybody who this new human is that I've met, and showcase. And that's exactly what the awards is all about. Yeah. So on the selection panel, there is, I think this year there'll be at least 25 members on the panel of all the professions. There's representatives from all the professions. There is also allied health business representation, academic representation as well. So it's quite varied, for obvious reasons, to make sure that we really maintain a process full of integrity.
Yeah, and without making the wrong associations, I hope I'm not, we all kind of know about Telstra Business Awards, for example.
Yeah.
And yours is obviously better, don't get me wrong. But by association, is there a process where the nominations come in and then there's finalists? Yes. And then the finalists go through a second process?
Yeah. So there's 5 finalists in every category, and then the winners are announced on the night at the gala. So yeah, there is definitely finalists for every category, and there's some secondary often. If there's some secondary review process, we do take referee details as well. At this stage, I don't know how much experience you've got with the Telstra Business Awards, but there is an interview process via that stream. We haven't embedded that process yet, and we haven't had to. It's quite convoluted. So my process is a bit different.
Yeah. Great. And so can anyone go to this Gala Ball? Can anyone buy a ticket, or is it just for finalists?
No. Lots of people come to the ball. Lots of people that are working within the allied health industry. Lots of people that want to support allied health professionals. Lots of finalists. People that have nominated. People that haven't nominated. Lots of people come. It's one of those really, really fun networking events that you really should be getting to every year.
Amazing. Well, look, I know that we very much share the same values, passions, and excitement, which is why I love being able to introduce you to everybody. And I can't wait to see what comes of the awards next year. I'm sorry that it's been hit hard by COVID, like most things, but I think now it's just going to give you time to make it even more amazing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you very much for going through that and explaining it. I think it's a bit different to writing it in a text post. I think when you hear the passion and the commitment and the inspiration behind it all, it certainly sells itself. I love what you're doing, and I know other people will too. And I'm really excited that we're going to have an osteo category and we're going to pump up a lot of the others. So thank you very, very much.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
No worries.